morning. I'd like to thank the Scientific Organizing Committee, especially the co-chairs, Dana Hurley and Nancy Chabot. They put together an absolutely fantastic program, but of course that couldn't have happened if you hadn't submitted so many wonderful abstracts. So we had a lot of great talks to choose from, and I think you're going to be very pleased with the resulting program. I'd like to also thank the Survey staff. As usual, they've been busy working for a long time to make today happen and the rest of this week, and they've done a really great job. If you see anybody with a red ribbon along the bottom of their badge, that means that they're part of the Survey staff. I'd like you to just take a moment to introduce yourself and find out what they do here. They all work behind the scenes really well. I'd like to also say a special welcome to Adele Morissette, our honored guest who's with us today. You're going to hear more from her in just a moment. But although we can't have Michael Wargo with us this year, and we're very sad about that, we are thrilled that Adele made the special trip to be here with us. Adele and Michael were happily married for many years, and she's going to tell us about the side of Michael that many of us didn't know. So with that, I'd also like to say welcome to Jim Green and Victoria Friedenson from NASA headquarters. We especially appreciate that you made the trip. I see a few others from NASA headquarters here as well. I just saw Lindley Johnson in the audience. Thank you. And anyone else who's made that trip for this meeting, we really appreciate that. And Pete Warden, our Center Director, will open this officially with some welcome remarks in just a moment. I'd just like to tell you all that we're very honored to have him here as our leader. He's made Ames a very creative and innovative place. In the 35 years that I've worked here, it has never been quite so vibrant and innovative and just a center apart, I think, in many ways. The virtual institutes are a part of that, and we're very proud to be a part of NASA Ames under his leadership. Please welcome Dr. Pete Warden.
Well, thank you, Yvonne. It's really cool to welcome you, and of course, I suppose I don't have to tell very many people that this is the 45th anniversary of Apollo 11. I think they were on their way back to the moon, or from the moon. Now, it was kind of interesting. Yesterday, I went to a winery to celebrate. You know, it's one thing you do in California, you go to wineries. And I had so much good wine, I forgot which day it was. And somebody said, "You're from NASA, isn't this the 45th anniversary?" Oh, yeah. Have some more of that Pinot over there. But at any rate, I'm really honored to have all of you here, and I'd like to welcome you on behalf of both NASA Ames and NASA. And I'm particularly happy to have our colleagues from headquarters here. In fact, you're welcome to stay a lot longer. This is a nicer place than Washington, especially in the summer. The wine is good, the science is good. You know, it's all cool. But seriously, though, it's this has become the event, and this year we're particularly happy of sequestration is kind of gone. We're actually going to be paid this year, I think. And that we've expanded now to the solar system exploration area, with the addition of asteroids and moons of Mars, and sort of, I guess, we were doing a lot of title of what we were going to call this. I kind of liked the, airless body thing, but I think that probably would have had, various people said, what's an airless body? But at any rate, this is a great, great opportunity, and I think the opportunities for solar system science are unbelievable. I mean, the missions going forward are really cool, and we're seeing not just missions from the United States, but missions around the world. I know we have a lot of our colleagues from other space agencies and research centers, so, I am really looking forward to, I'm going to have to be popping in and out. I've got this bureaucratic job to do, but at any rate, thanks for being here. Let me or my staff or the Survey staff know anything you need, and Godspeed in your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete. We'd now like to hear from Dr. Jim Green from the Planetary Science Directorate at NASA headquarters. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you very much, Yvonne. Well, you know, the 45th anniversary of Apollo that we're now also celebrating this week really brings back to my mind what Survey is really all about. You know, the Apollo astronauts, when they went to the moon, there were a whole slew of precursor missions. There were lunar orbiters. There were the surveyors that made it down to the surface. But there were also a variety of other spacecraft, like the interplanetary monitoring platforms, the IMPs. And the IMPs went out and looked at high-energy particles, and they discovered the boundaries of the magnetosphere and much more about our local environment. We are really right now in a similar situation. You know, the National Space Policy says we're going to Mars. That's the ultimate destination. The current plans are to use the lunar area as a proving ground. The moons of moons of Mars, Phobos and Deimos, have to play in here somewhere. And we have an array of missions. We have the planetary science community well engaged, and we're well on the way to uncovering the things that we need to do to help support human exploration. All the way to the surface of Mars. It's a tremendously exciting time. This is our first forum after we reconstituted it and brought in additional support at NASA, working harder with human exploration as partners, and of course expanding it to the moons of Phobos and Deimos and small bodies. So it's a fantastic opportunity for us to really dig in, to really understand the science, but also in support of human exploration. So I want to congratulate you all. As Yvonne said and pointed out, the program looks absolutely spectacular. I wish I could stay the whole week and just be a scientist again, but unfortunately I can't. But in any event, this is learn everything you can and keep pushing the boundaries. So with that, let me introduce Victoria Friedenson from the Human Exploration Operations Mission Directorate, HEOMD. Victoria.
Hey. Good morning, everybody. It's a privilege to be here today. I'm in HEO, in the Advanced Exploration Systems Division. We are collaborating with the Planetary Sciences Division to support Survey. A little while back when we decided to, carefully, I think, decided to expand the topics of the NASA Lunar Science Institute to include other potential human destinations, for example, asteroids and the moons of Mars, we put together the CAN, and of course many of you participated in teams. It was an intentional expansion of a community. So therefore, if you are an established member of the lunar science community, and you see a total stranger, they might be from the asteroid community, and you should say hello, okay? And vice versa. But I'd like to give this morning a quick shout out to the Survey principal investigators. I'm just going to call out your name. If you would just stand up, and then whenever, so that people can see who you are, so that for the next cooperative agreement notice in a few years, they can start asking you questions as to how they can best put a proposal together to become one of the next Survey teams. So we have Dr. Carly Peters, Dr. Dave Kring, and if Dr. Mihai Harani, Jennifer Heldman, Tim Glotch, okay, so, or seconds can stand up too, Bill Farrell, Ben Bussey, Dan Britt, who I don't see. There you are. Thank you. Okay. And thank you. And Bill Botke. So make sure you say hello. This is truly a wonderful agenda that we have over the next 3 days. I love the interdisciplinarity and the multidisciplinarity of all the papers. I'm very pleased to be here today, and thank you all for being here. And Yvonne, thank you.
I appreciate that, and I would like to add the welcome to all of you again, and say that the expansion of our subject matter that has taken us from the NASA Lunar Science Institute into the Solar System Exploration Research Virtual Institute, there I said it, somebody had to, has been an exciting one, and we're looking forward to what we're going to do together. The teams that you were just introduced to will be funded for the next 5 years, and our next can we hope to have out between 2.5 and 3 years from now. So the idea is that there will be another selection, and there will always be overlapping teams from the current teams that we have and the new teams that are selected. This forum is about bringing the entire community together, the small body community with the lunar science community, and it extends far beyond the borders of the current teams. So we really love that this is part of our mission as Survey to reach out and unite the community, and we hope that this forum is a place where you do that. One way that you could really do that in a more robust way is to join a focus group. Focus groups are grassroots efforts by the community responding to ideas and areas that you want to study. So today and tomorrow at lunchtime, we have rooms assigned for different focus groups that we currently have on the books, and you'll see that in page 11 on your program. I encourage you to pick one or two, go to those, and pick up your box lunch before you go so that you can eat lunch while you're doing it. Speaking of box lunches, please buy your tickets outside so that you can pick up your coffee, lunches, that sort of thing. That's just a little bit of logistics for you there. When you get your lunch, go to the focus groups, but please end the focus group talk by 1:15. We'd like to have everybody back here so we can start right at 1:30. Okay, as far as the presentations of talks, I would just like to remind the speakers that 15-minute oral presentations should include 3 minutes for questions, and 20-minute oral presentations should allow 4 minutes for questions. Everybody will be given a 2-minute warning. Please pay attention to who your session chair is, and don't pretend like you're not seeing them just because you're looking at the screen. Okay, please remember that this is going to be webcast. So stay away from anything that might be ITAR sensitive, anything that you don't want broadcast to the whole world, because it will be. Note the new tech items in the program. Greg Schmidt, who is our Deputy Director for Survey. Greg, why don't you stand up? Okay. Okay, so Greg was in charge of our tech team, and they did just a great job, and I'd like you to read about some of the new little bells and whistles that we have this year. And the lightning round talks, I wanted to point these out. Once again, every single year when you give us feedback on the forum, you tell us that the lightning round talks were perhaps some of your most favorite moments among many in the forum. So please support these talks. I've just had a little run through with the students. It's a great group again this year, and I think you'll be happy to meet them. Now we are going to move on to the award portion of the program, which is always a really fun part for all of us.